Nice. Hi, everyone. Welcome back to the Witches and Bitches Summit. Oh, listen. Oh, okay. My people. Okay. They hype. Yes. Woo! Okay, because it's almost lunchtime too. And oh my gosh, I'm so happy to see your faces because I've heard so much about you. I've been on the phone with you. Oh, mis dominicanitas bellas. Yeah.
We're ready.
God. If Gabby's over there, Gabby already knows. Like, anytime there's something goes on, tenemos el tambor y el guiro y olvídate, se encendió todo, you know? Everything, we got that party started. So let's get it popping, y'all. This is another topic. I mean, all the topics. I'm gonna sound like I'm being like, I don't know, like I'm just being extra, but really, I really love this topic. We have Raíces Media. And they're going to be talking about created content rooted in authenticity. So you guys also have a lifestyle brand, right?
Yep. Valerie? We have Posh Palma Styles, which is a Latinx lifestyle brand and community. And then we have Raíces Media.
I love that. And I think that, especially in this day and age, I mean, I love the fact that you have the lifestyle brand and that you're doing the pictures and you're doing the photography and getting the branding. But it's like, the way that things have been going, and I think this probably started during the Leo North Node axis where everybody was a superstar and everybody was a brand. It's like people started to lose themselves in this influencer lifestyle and what that looked like. So it's like, how do we bring it back in? Remember who we are. And that's what you're here to teach us, huh?
Exactly. And I think what's really cool about what's about to go down is that we're going to teach you all practical ways on how you can start creating content authentically. Not just like keep it real. It's not so much about that, but what can you do today with your brand and practices to really make sure that you are staying true to your core values.
Amazing. So you're going to give us actionable advice we can use today.
Yes.
Okay. Ya, me fui. Take it away, girls.
Vamos arriba.
Let's do this. I'm ready. You ready?
I'm ready.
We're so ready. We were born ready. Okay, let's do this.
Let's go, guys.
Okay, we're good. Let's do this.
So everyone can hear us and
everything is in place. Cool.
Yes.
So we are Raíces Media, and we also co-run Posh Palma Styles. We are woman-led, local, and Latinx owned. Next.
Oh, do I just click? Okay.
Yeah. And this is pretty much, we always like to start with a mood board just to set the tone of the conversation. You know, we are vibrant, we're welcoming people, and we want you to feel comfortable and to get ready to learn, you know?
And another big important, one of our most important pillars is also that we're Dominican, we're Latin again, and we are very, very close to our roots, our culture, and we love the vibrancy. And honestly, the sazon, it's on here. Like
it's on here.
The colors, you know, of who we are and staying authentic, which is what we're going to talk about.
Let's go. So, you know, we already basically introduced Raíces. Like we said, we're a self-funded marketing agency run by the two of us. So we are everything.
Jelly and
I'm Valerie.
And we are
Raíces Media. Already. So, you know, a little bit about, you know, each other's background. So I studied political science and marketing, and for some time I was in the impact investing field, specifically investing in woman-led businesses in Mexico City, in Latin America. And because of COVID, you know, I had to move back to the US, and I had the opportunity to move in Jelly's house because we are actually sister-in-laws. She's married to my brother, and we started Posh Palma Styles and Raíces Media.
And a little bit about me, to keep it short and sweet. I went to school for fashion merchandising. I graduated in 2010. I worked about 10 years in corporate America and pretty much buying public relations and marketing, but focused in the fashion and apparel and accessories world. And when Valerie moved from Mexico City, you know, we put our two heads together. We became the dynamic duo, and two beautiful brands were born.
Yeah, and now we're here. So, you know, to set the tone and the agenda for today. So today we're going to talk about creating content rooted in authenticity. So really staying true to yourself But the way that we want to go about this, because a lot of times, and based on our experience and the research that we've done, and and the conversations that we have partake on, when it comes to creating content, and be keeping it real, it's always like, be real, be honest, be yourself, be you, and which we do appreciate all of that, and we are going to be mentioning that. We wanted to give you 4 things that you can do today with your brand that would allow you to keep it 100% real. How can you implement these things, being authentic, into your actual marketing and social media strategy to make sure that you can thrive and really connect with your audience? So
here are a few of the social, but before we start, we wanted to go ahead and have the space of where we debunk some myths that are going on in social media, right? So it's all about the likes. Remember, when you're setting up and putting and deciding on what content you're going to put out, just remember that when you're putting together that marketing strategy that we're going to talk about, we're going to give you, there's going to be goals that you have to set within your brand. And any piece of content that you put out there has to align with one of those goals. And that as long as it aligns with one of those goals, there should not be a worry in your mind of how many likes, how many comments, or anything else that's going on, or try to go against the algorithm or blame the algorithm. Like, at the end of the day, just make sure that you're always aligned with your goals and your purpose. Forget about anything else that's going on, and cater always to that community. If you have a community of 100 followers or 1 million followers, remember, those are all human beings. So just make sure that you cultivate that beautiful relationship with the one that you have, also providing space for new members to always hear and listen and want to be part of that community as well. Shares are the most important metric. At the end of the day, again, just make sure that you are talking to your audience, you're talking to your community. That's going to come with time. Remember that you're out in social media. It's a space where it's so competitive. There's so much noise, the ads, there's so much going on. Just, again, you're going to be staying true to yourself, and understand that you need to build loyalty, credibility. Those are all things that take time. It takes time. So just be patient. I need to post several times every day. You don't. This all depends on your business model. Again, everything goes back to the strategy, which we're going to be talking about. And then utilizing those comment pods, those messages that you get, like the threads, like, oh, follow me and let's all help each other, like, get more engagement and get all this. Those things are not, like, Instagram catches that, and then it'll play against you. So never go with that.
Yeah, it's like, if you are never going to play Instagram, they're the ones watching us. We're utilizing their platform. So those things like that, like buying followers and like participating in this comment pods, they would be taken into account as like against you. So don't do that. Okay, so now I would say that this is like one of the most important things ever. If you do not have a social media strategy in place, you need to contact us today. Call us now. But the point is that for any given brand or person that's out there on social, trying to promote their business, trying to grow their brand, whatever that is, you need to have a social media strategy in place, right? So we're going to walk you through what are those things that you can add into your strategy, and why does that matter, and how is that 100% aligned with you keeping it 100% real, because that's the purpose of all of it. So when you are thinking of your social media strategy, you need to define your brand bio. And by defining it, I'm not saying for you to do the bio and simply put, like in my case, Afro Latina, curl enthusiast, right? It's about defining what is that brand bio that you want to have, and how do you want people to feel when they read it, right? But your value proposition. So you need to make sure that you understand what is the value being added with you as a brand, right? Like, what's the purpose of you actually doing it in the first place? Your core values. So what are those things that you want to identify yourself with, right? So I know for the store, we went through all of this process, because before we even started posting, right, we were like, okay, what's the purpose? What are our 3 main goals that we have for Q1? And how are we going to tackle them? And how are they aligned with the actual values of Jelly and Valerie? What are we rooted on, right? Your Instagram bio. So that's where you need to really put into, like, well, the little sentences, the emojis that you want to have, the hashtags, your objectives. And the way that we like to break this down is by doing 3 goals. We like to keep it simple. And then on the next phase of this social media strategy, you really need to make sure that you're explaining how are you going to tackle that goal. Because there's no point you telling me your goal is to eat that ice cream, but how are you going to get to that ice cream shop to, actually buy the ice cream? It's two things that are very different. So your target audience, and we also like to segment that into 3 different target audiences. And then what type of content does your target audience wants to see, right? Oftentimes when you're launching your brand, right, like you don't have any of this, like you don't have the metrics, you don't have the benchmarks, you can actually set a set of goals and a set of audience, right, that you're targeting, and then you can always revisit that after your 3-month period. Why 3 months? Because you're not going to see results in a month. And that's what happens, that people get, anxious and they lose their patience. You just stick to those goals. Then what does success look like? How are we targeting, right? How are we measuring these things? And then your brand voice. Why your brand voice? This is like one of the most important documents that we have learned. And for any given client that we work with moving forward, now we do the social media strategy and we define that brand voice, because you need to know how to communicate to your people. There are certain words that you should not use for your brand for multiple purposes. And also your copy rules and emojis. There also are emojis that you should not be using for your brand. There are emojis that you should identify that are the ones that you would always use constantly, repeatedly in your brand. And also your copy rules. What are those additional things that you should not be saying? What are the things that you should always be saying, to make sure that you create what's alignment, consistency, and you're actually targeting, your goals and what you're trying to achieve. Inspiration and competitors. So identify those people that are either your direct competitors or people that inspire you. Your visual content strategy. So really define how you want your feed to look like. Again, how do you want people to feel when they come into your account? Like that's so important, like, right? And especially when you're trying to be authentic. Your content pillars, and then also your Instagram, story, your Instagram story strategy, whether that is you're gonna go do a takeover every week, whatever that means. And then what we also recommend is looking at let's say if you're posting 5 times a week, right, Monday through Friday, every day you need to choose what content is going on in that story. So on Monday, okay, let's do Monday affirmations. You're doing a Monday affirmation on the feed. You're actually going and also doing a series of IG videos about affirmations that keep you inspired. But really make sure that not only you're planning the feed, but you're also planning the strategy behind your stories. The pillars that you're gonna have in your story highlights. So how do you want them to look like? What do you want them to say? And really think about it like the first thing that somebody looks at are most of the time your highlights. Why? Because that tells me a story about you. So whether that is that you have one about where you explain what you do, because people might not know what what you actually do, and all of that. And then your hashtag strategy. So what type of hashtags? That we also recommend breaking it down into categories. So for Las Comadres per se, we have community hashtags, woman empowerment hashtags, events hashtags, and affirmations like motivation and so on. And then what are those branded hashtags that you're going to use consistently as you continue to post? Okay, so to bring it back into the keeping it authentic, once you define all of these things and they're rooted in you being 100% transparent with yourself and your audience, it would just simply flow the type of content that you're putting out there. But you should not be creating content if you don't even have this document done, because what are you doing it in the first place, right? How are you actually measuring your goals?
So now that we have your strategy in place, what comes next? Let's talk about all things engagement. So now that we've established the strategy behind how we're going to put it all out there, now these are ways that we're going to build community, right? So now that you've come back to yourself, you've been centered, how are you adding value? These are, we're gonna go through each one. Adding value, communicating, being social, showing love, and getting personal. These are all ways. When we started the conversation today, we said, we're not gonna be here to tell you, just go on there and just be yourself and be vulnerable and show your feelings, right? Because again, you are a business. And this obviously is different for people who have businesses, services, and individual brands. But at the end of the day, you should have some sort of tactical strategy behind everything. But when you are defining those things, you are staying true to yourself and you're being clear and you are being aligned with what it is that you represent. So making sure that you're adding value. If people are coming to your community, I want to make sure that what you're showing to me, I want to save it. I want to share it. I want to repost it. What are you giving to us? Are you giving us resources, tools? Are you just giving us real life advice, like things, relatable content that people feel like, man, I feel like I connected with that because it's true and it's honest, you know? And communicating. When you're communicating, again, this is the most powerful space right now is Instagram. How are you utilizing it and optimizing to the best of your ability for your business to grow and thrive? Being social, and that all just depends on your persona as well, you know, whether you're an introvert or an extrovert, whether you are high energy, no, low energy. Always remembering that you are not tied to being that. That is not your title. That is not who you are. Technically, we consider ourselves pretty high energy people, but we don't wake up very high energy. This week I woke up feeling low like 3 days out of this week. Like every day we have moments where we question what's going on in our lives, if we're doing the right thing, if we're in the right place. And this is a space for you. The engagement is such an important part because it's a space for you to connect with your community, to show, of course, to your discretion, whatever it is that you want to show, but to be honest, you know, showing love, you know, when this is important too, because depending on how you engage with what's going on in the world, let's say, right? So let's say there's something happening anywhere and you choose to have a voice and you choose to have your space be that place where you're seen, you're heard, and you're empowering other people. This is how you're showing love, right? So utilize your space and maximize that. And then just get personal. Below, we're going to go through some forms of engagement. So I think it's really important when you have your strategy and you have, let's say, your content map out. So you have your 30 days for the month of what you're going to post. So whether you're posting Monday through Friday or you're posting whichever days, every day you should have something where you are putting together. That's why we have an IG story strategy as well, because the stories are the place for you to get super personal. Because remember, on your feed, you have a video, you have a reel, you have a graphic, or you just have an image. And the caption is really your space for you to get personal with your community. But in your stories is for your voice to be heard just how it is. It's live, you know, it's something that you're feeling currently. So just remember 30 minutes a day, Monday through Friday. And when you're going to take those 30 minutes, whether you calendarize it or however it works into your schedule, make sure that you're doing it with full intention. Make sure you're not rushing through it. Make sure you're not doing it because you saw somebody doing it. Make sure, you know what I mean? Like, just know that you're staying true and you're doing it because you want to, and you're focusing during that time, you're being intentional. It's part of how you're building your brand, setting up your space. And remember, at the end of the day, we are a business. You know, we want to make sure that you're monetizing and you're setting up your IG as an avenue as an avenue to then have different channels of monetization, because that is possible. 10 minutes on your feed. So make sure that within your time too, all your comments, you're replying back to those comments, right? You're liking, you're interacting with your community. Then you're spending 10 minutes on hashtags. So when you're posting, remember, decide on those branded hashtags should be there all the time. The other hashtags, make sure that they're aligned with that piece of content that you're putting out. And then 10 minutes where you're nurturing the followers you have. Remember, pay attention to the people that you have so that they continue to cultivate and grow with you. And then we have the daily engagement checklist. So just work on a posting schedule, engage daily, use your DMs. DMs is so powerful because there's people now that don't even email. They just slide in your DMs. So make sure that you're staying up to date with that. Ensure you're using at least 30 hashtags. Show up on your stories, guys. Your stories is your space. Do you, be you. And then check your Instagram insights. It's there for you to be able to check it out, and then make sure that you adjust where you need to adjust so you continue to thrive.
This week, you already gone over it.
Okay.
Okay, and then quickly, because time is almost up and we have 2 more things to cover. So for the content ideas, make sure that the type of content that you're putting out there, again, it's aligned with your strategy and everything that you want to do with your brand. So what does your community wants to see? Turn on your frequently asked questions, check what content is doing well and replicate that, because if your community is liking that type of content, then that's the content that you should be putting out there. Give advice and educate your community, and draw inspiration from other accounts, Pinterest and blogs.
some of the tools that we love. So we're on here, we're telling you this is what you do. These are some of the tools because we're in this open space. We use Canva, Adobe, Google,
InShot,
InShot,
and Illustrator. Okay, we have like 1 more minute. Okay, and to wrap up, right? Because we love to talk. So when it comes to you being authentic and really staying true to your brand, a lot of it has to do with the type of brand partnership you're establishing. So whenever you are trying to work with another brand, think about where is their alignment, the history and the connection of you between you and between this brand. Do your research. Do your research. You need to really like put in the work and identify things about that brand that you like and things that might not be aligned with you. Don't settle. So just because a brand reaches out to you to work and collaborate with you, that doesn't mean that you need to take on the offer if it's not aligned to you being authentic. And then stay true to your core values and remember your why always. So why are you doing it in the first place?
And then one other little thing real quick, remember that you can also start with the products that you love and you use today at home. Remember, when you're starting to build those brand partnerships, if you use a curly hair product that you love, create content and post about it and tag them. It could cultivate something that you wouldn't even imagine.
And this is just quickly, okay, we're good. Okay. So here are just some points that we really wanted to make sure we point out about the algorithm. So reels are everything. Start prioritizing them. If you're not making reels, start doing reels, okay? Saves and shares, higher form of engagement. That, we agree, but at the same time, just post content that's valuable for you and your audience. The Instagram feed, a combination of all your Instagram behaviors. Yes, Instagram does look at your Instagram behaviors. If you are not replying to, like, how certain people just like certain comments, do not just like the comments, reply back, because all of those things, what does that show to Instagram? That you're being active, that you're utilizing all the tools. And what is that going to do? Whenever there's a new feature out, you're going to be the first person to have access to that feature, because Instagram is prioritizing the people that are that are taking action and being active. Post consistently, so just be consistent, even if it's twice a week, even if it's 3 times a week, but be consistent. Remove ghost followers, any of those random people like you see, just remove them, because that goes against you. Respond to all form of engagement, so it's like building up like a relationship. And then don't use bots, which we mentioned already, and engage in follower loops, because you will be penalized, and the algorithm changes regularly. Okay.
And then we're done. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
If you guys have any other questions, please always feel free to reach out to us, whether it's through DM, whether it's through, email. We're here. We can set up a quick intro call as well, and we can have a little conversation.
You do have a couple of questions.
Oh, that is so good. Oh, that is so good. So, okay.
How do you remove those followers?
So basically, Instagram gives you the options to remove followers. So when you look at the person's profile, on the right side, it gives you, let me see my phone. So you have 3 little dots, and you can actually remove, like I had,
we're going to show you.
We're going to show you really quickly. No, because I have all the time, there's like ghost followers following me. Okay, so if you look at this person, okay, so like this person here, okay, right here.
There we go.
This one is a ghost follower. How do I know? Because when I look at their content, it just looks fake. That is from Pinterest. You see, that's not authentic content. She's not even showing her face in the pictures, and she's not following real accounts. So if you go on this side right here,
the little 3 dots,
it gives you the option to remove follower. You see that? Remove follower. And all you have to do is just remove it. I would sit down and look at all the people that follow you and start removing random accounts, because you will be penalized.
And then you do it slowly, because I think when you remove so many of them, they also block you from a certain engagement on Instagram.
How do you remove those followers? Just like learning your message. I'm still, because I'm not clear on what to talk about. I feel like there are many directions. My account. You want to answer that one?
Yeah, I think it's important for you to kind of, when it comes to that, just understand and sit down with yourself and be real with what it is that you are passionate about. If you, especially for something like a blog, right? So a blog is your space that you want to write about. Think about those brand pillars. What is that you want to write about? When I started a blog, it was fashion, it was beauty, and I think I did like wellness or travel. So what are those 3 things? Because it allows you to kind of maximize on all the ideations that you can do. And then also remember, you as a creator, you can look for inspiration throughout different platforms. Like I look at Pinterest, I look at Instagram, I scroll and I save things and then I just tweak it to make it my way. Because remember, there's only one of you. So never think that because there's 50,000 travel blogs, that why is your travel blog more important than anybody else's? Remember, there's only one of you.
Yes.
All right, amazing job.
Thank you
guys.
so much, everyone.
I'm just gonna like jump into this frame. Danny, are you there? Maybe.
I am here. Let's see if we can pin us both on the same screen. This is amazing.
We're all here. The party over here.
Yay!
Awesome. This was so great. I mean, there were so many questions still that we didn't get a chance to answer. But like she said, listen, y'all can go and reach out to them. We posted it in the comments, so you guys can follow Valerie and Jelly on Raíces Media or Posh Palm Styles. Yeah, there we go. I almost like tripped over it. And you can actually do a discovery call with them, 15 minutes, and they can probably just change your whole life. You know what I mean?
We're friendly people, so.
And we like to be friends with you too. It's not always
I
business,
can't
so please.
imagine that they can actually keep a call to 15 minutes either.
Yeah, I know.
No.
We'll it might just the 15 minutes one major. I'm Jelly, she's Valerie, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much, everyone. Today was magical.
Oh, we just love it, and we love you, and I love the style. I love the color, all the sazon. Like your brand shone through, so you guys are definitely walking your talk, and that's what's up. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, that's what's up. All right, so we're gonna keep it rocking, y'all. Jamie's back. How are we doing today, Jamie? What's going on?
We are doing it, man. We are doing it. I am so happy with everything that is happening here. And Comadres is open, y'all. So if you want to come in to Las Comadres, if you like this kind of energy, if this is making you happy, then please, 3 months for free. Come on, if you join for the year, it's amazing.
It's a whole year that, I mean, I gotta tell you, as a person that I moved from Miami back up to upstate New York. Having a community of women, even online, has saved my life because it's hard to find, how do I say, your network creates your net worth. You know, you need to be able to have people to sharpen you that are like-minded, that are going to expand, you know, things for you. And these women, I got to tell you, I mean, just from this conversation, I mean, we're only here for 20 minutes, y'all. Imagine what you could do just being with them over the course of the year. Okay, I know y'all about your money. I know y'all about your spiritual growth and development. I know you guys are about your mind, body, spirit, all of that. Okay, and you need to find other people around you to support that. And that's what you're gonna find at Comadres. All right, so if you're not in here, you gotta get in here. Okay?
Get in. And just remember that this is also like a form of investing in yourself. I've been a Comadre since October of 2019. And honestly, like there's a lot that I've done. A lot.
Yeah, we owe a lot to Las Comadres.
Let me tell you that Jelly was one of our the member that made us start doing random coffee, because when she came in, she decided, she was like, I'm gonna meet every single comadre, and she did. She really did. I think in like a month too.
Literally, like my calendar was booked. Like I was like, I need to know about you.
And it is always amazing. So we appreciate you guys. You guys are amazing. We love having you in the community as well as everyone else.
Oh my gosh, it's so exciting. Oh my gosh, I just saw Kim just posted in the chat. We've got Gabby Guzman coming up next.
Yes,
to your business. Oh my gosh. All right. So we have about, lunch first. We have about an hour for lunch. Take a break, nourish yourselves, invest in yourselves and your body, just like your food as well. Okay. And then invest in your mind, body, and spirit. Come over and let's go, Madres. And we're going to see you in about an hour.
Yes.
Okay.
Bye,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Bye.